Hi, my name is Robyn Walton. I'm the Registrar at the Art Gallery of Ballarat. A Registrar's role is to look after the artworks in the gallery collection and the artworks on loan to the gallery, such as those in the David Noonan exhibition, Stagecraft. I take care of the artworks in terms of how they're stored, how they're packed and transported, how they're handled and how they're installed in an exhibition. A very important part of my role is the preservation of artworks in our collection and online. Part of my role at the gallery is to keep an eye on the environmental conditions that the artworks are displayed and stored under. I look after the HVAC system, which is heating, ventilation, air conditioning. In the gallery, the temperatures are set within a certain range. Ideally, our best museum practice is 18 to 22 degrees centigrade, but we allow a slightly wider range between 16 and 25 degrees. This is a new initiative that's been introduced across the world and is being accepted quite widely. It reduces our climate footprint, that is how much energy we use to keep the temperatures, and it allows us to tolerate a range of temperatures that change slowly over time and are still suitable for the artworks. As well as temperature, there's relative humidity, the amount of moisture in the air, and at the gallery, our best practice is 50% RH plus or minus 5%. But again, we tolerate a wider range, which is internationally accepted, between 40 and 60%. Another preservation method that we apply to artworks on display in our galleries is the control of light. Light is measured in lux, which is the unit of brightness or intensity of the light. In the light waves are also ultraviolet and infrared. The gallery lights can be adjusted so that each artwork type can have the right amount of light falling on it. In this exhibition, the Jacquard Tapestries are textiles, and textiles are quite fragile, although these are very new works, so they're more robust. But we reduce our light to 50 lux, so this is the amount of light that falls onto the surface of the work. The other type of work in the exhibition are the Silkscreen and Collages, and these are collaged onto linen. It's a bit confusing, this one, because works on linen or canvas are considered a little bit more robust, but these are a silk screen print. So we've hedged our bets a little and reduced the light to approximately 125 lux falling onto the work. Now, the thing to remember about light is that light damage is cumulative. So it's not just the brightness of the light falling on the work, but it is also the amount of time that the work is in the light. So in a gallery situation, we will have works on display and then they'll go away to our storage areas for a long period of time, and the storage areas are kept in the dark. So this reduces over the life of an artwork the amount of light falling on it. Other preservation methods that we apply at the gallery to keep artwork safe is an integrated pest management program whereby we check for silverfish and other insects. We also have a sophisticated security system to keep the artwork safe, and we have systems in place such as artwork movement tracking so that we know where every artwork is at any point in time. These keep the collection and loan works in good order and safe. The artworks in the David Noonan exhibition came to us from a number of sources. Some of the silkscreen collaged works in steel trays, like the one behind us, came to us from the United Kingdom. These were shipped inside specially made crates, timber crates made to the specification of the Australian Quarantine Service, so it's a special timber. They were also packed within the crate in acid-free inert materials so that they would not in any way be affected by their packing, and they were packed in a way so that they would stand upright all the way here. This is to ensure that the artworks aren't damaged and the crates aren't tilted during transport. Other works, such as the Jacquard Tapestries, came to us from Australian organisations, galleries and private owners, and these were rolled in acid-free tissue and polypropylene, which is an inert material, which means that it can't transfer any gases or other toxic substances to the works. They were rolled, and then around the outside they were safely secured with cardboard. On arrival, the artworks are taken directly to the gallery to sit for 24 hours to acclimatise to the gallery conditions. When they're unpacked by professional art handlers and by the registrar myself, and we check each artwork and roll it out if it's the tapestry placed onto material like Tyvek, which will, again, is an inert material which is used often around textiles. It's safe to wrap them in. So we'll roll the textiles out and check them, and we'll unpack the crates and place the silkscreen and collage works in steel trays on foam blocks leaning against the wall. We place them in the position that the designer has and the curator have specified. The designer and the curator then check that the works look good in the space, and the art handlers, the art installation coordinator, and myself will supervise the hanging of the work. Another thing that the registrar does when the works arrive is do a condition report. This report checks the condition of each artwork and notes any flaws or any issues that may need checking during the course of the exhibition. If any changes have been noted against the reports that were made when the works left their owners, then the registrar will immediately photograph those works and make contact with the owners to discuss what may need to be done. In the David Noonan Stagecraft exhibition, a number of the works arrived with very slightly lifting seams along the edges of the collaged linen. David Noonan was also here during the installation of the exhibition. He came with his own materials in order to make some repairs. In the case of these works, as David was the artist, he was allowed to do the repairs. Normally we would bring in a conservator. David bought some special archival glue from the UK, and he came with a tiny paintbrush. He also came with a very small travel iron in a cotton bag, all very intriguing, so we watched him go to work. First of all, he lifted the seams up slightly higher where they were coming apart. He then used masking tape, and he taped underneath where he had lifted. Dipping his brush into the glue, he ran a line of glue under the lifted section, and when it was slightly tacky, allowed to dry for a little bit, he removed the masking tape, which had stopped any glue getting on the underneath section. Then he laid down the seam and ironed over it with the travel iron. A very intriguing process, but very successful. The idea is for the works to have a little bit of a lifting seam so that you get the idea of how the work was made, the materials and the production, but not to lift so much that they distract from the viewer. And I think it's been very successful. In the case of the Jacquard Tapestries, when they were unrolled, some of them showed slight creasing, even though they'd been hanging on our walls for a few days. So David used just a domestic steamer, and he steamed some of the creasing out, and that also was very successful.